Well, for the first time in 37 years, a change at the top of the Albany Roman Catholic Diocese. A Brooklyn priest has been appointed by Pope Francis to succeed the outgoing Bishop Howard Hubbard, who was the youngest elected and is now the longest-serving bishop in America. Our Matt Markham was there today as Bishop-elect Howard Scharfenberger shared his thoughts for the first time on the future of the diocese. Matt?
Good evening, Dory. The Monsignor admitted it was a little overwhelming to accept a new leadership role in a new place, but in introducing himself to a new congregation, he sounded just as much like an authority as an equal.
Sometimes a shepherd needs some of the sheep to lead him to other sheep where he needs to go. And I'll look to you to show me that.
A priest of the Brooklyn Diocese, Msgr Edward Scharfenberger, only thought he'd be up this way, passing through to go to Lake George.
I admired bishops, certainly, whose example I like to follow, but it didn't occur to me I'd be standing here in this position.
Scharfenberger's election by Pope Francis marks one of the biggest changes to the local church in decades. It is made, coincidentally, 1 year to the day after the historic worldwide effect of Pope Benedict's resignation.
And he's such a warm, gentle, humble person. He will be for our diocese what Francis has been for the universal church.
His new diocese spans 10,000 square miles compared to less than 200 in Brooklyn. The outgoing bishop gave Scharfenberger a map of it and a Mets hat to make him feel at home.
Bishop Hubbard is the exception to the rule. Bishop Hubbard was the first native Albanian to be bishop here, and the pattern has been, both here and around the country, that a bishop comes from another location.
Already with challenges in mind, a new leader hopes to show the church is a fun place to be, bringing back the young or reverse a downward trend of religious vocations.
I want to be a healer. I want to be a listener. I want to be a reconciler.
Scharfenberger knows church buildings have been closing and believes every effort should be made to keep them open, but
The church never really closes because the church is people, not buildings.
and when it comes to those who claim they have been abused,
I'm most concerned about people that feel alienated from the church, people that have been hurt by the church, in some way, or maybe some person in the church that represents the church that didn't behave the way they should. I'm concerned about that. We have to ask God's forgiveness for that. We have to.
the new bishop will be installed on Thursday, April 10th at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception in Albany. I asked Bishop Howard Hubbard what he'll do after that time. He said he'll still say masses in parishes and will be available to the extent that the bishop-elect may ask, but he will not be a shadow in the background. We'll have a lot more at 6, Liz.